Egrets and white herons are most common in the southern United States, but they often wander in summer and fall as far north as southern Canada. For those who don't get a lot of practice, identifying these all-white birds can be quite challenging. Welcome. My name is Greg, and my goal is to help you improve your bird identification skills. The techniques used in this video will help you identify all birds more quickly and accurately. When you're done here, be sure to check my playlist for more bird identification videos. Today, we're going to be comparing Snowy Egret with a similar looking bird, the immature Little Blue Heron. Grab your favorite field guide and let's get started. Both Snowy Egrets and Little Blue Herons are the same size, smaller than great egrets, larger than cattle egrets. They have the typical heron body, thick and held at an angle to the ground. The tail is very short. They have sharp, pointed bills and long legs. When resting, they hold their very long necks folded up and tucked. They both have all-white plumage. The bill and legs are dark. At a distance, out in the marsh or on the mudflats, you may not be able to tell them apart. Let's take a closer look at Snowy Egret. In comparison with Little Blue Heron, the neck is slimmer and the head slightly smaller. The bill of Snowy Egret is quite long and thin. It usually appears all black. The bare skin between the base of the bill and the eye is yellow in adults, gray in immatures. Adult Snowy Egrets have black legs and bright yellow feet. Immature Snowy Egrets have dull green legs. The legs appear rather thin and spindly. Breeding adults have lacy white plumes on the crown, neck, and rump. If plumes are present, it is an adult. Adult Snowy Egrets are white. Adult Little Blue Herons are not. Immature Snowy Egrets are most similar in plumage to immature Little Blue Herons. Little Blue Herons are stockier than Snowy Egrets. The bill is thicker, especially at the base. It is often bicolored, black tip, but blue-gray base to the lower mandible. The neck is also thicker and less snaky than Snowy Egret. The head appears larger, thicker. The eye appears larger and bulging. The legs and feet of immature Little Blue Herons are dull green. The legs are just a bit thicker than the spindly legs of the Snowy Egrets, but this is only evident in close direct comparison. Some immature Little Blue Herons show dusky tips on the wings, best seen in flight. As Little Blue Herons turn 1 year old, they slowly begin molting into the blue adult plumage. This has been called a calico or piebald plumage. By their second fall, about 18 months of age, they attain the blue body and the reddish neck plumage of the adult. Equally important as to how a bird looks is how it behaves, how it sounds, and where it lives. Behavior is a big clue in separating Snowy Egrets from Little Blue Herons. Snowy Egrets are very active feeders. They usually feed while standing in water. They dart after prey. They straighten and bend their necks constantly. They may shake their feet to stir up the sediment on the bottom. They walk quickly with high steps, lifting their yellow feet out of the water. They are usually silent, but can make low croaking sounds, but not nearly as loud or deep as great blue heron or great egrets. These birds forage in a wide variety of wet habitats, tide pools, open beach, salt marshes, or inland lake shores and shallow ponds. They often forage in groups, often with other species of egrets and herons. Little Blue Herons are slow and deliberate hunters. Their primary posture is leaning over with their neck held out rather straight. They may then hold their head in place and walk slowly forward until they catch up with their head. All movements seem slow, smooth, and deliberate. They prefer tidal marshes and estuary channels, usually with vegetation such as pickleweed or rushes. They like fresh or brackish waters more than salt water. They have a harsh squawk, similar to Snowy Egret. Little Blue Herons tend to be solitary hunters, but will join with other egrets and herons as the rising tide forces them to the marsh edges. The next time a white heron shows up, you'll be better prepared to identify it. Is there a species identification or confusing pair of birds that you'd like to see covered next? Let me know in the comments. I'll create a video to answer your question. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it when it comes out. Thank you so much for watching.